Well, friends, good morning. It's it's early for me in my world, but it's good to be able um, to be here. And what I want to do this morning for just these few minutes is I want to do a little bit of a remix of what I started in with yesterday because I really think it's important. So yesterday, if you recall in the morning, we were in Psalm 23. Psalm 23 is well known, but maybe underappreciated. We kind of just think about it nostalgically, but it really is deep and it's significant for us. As a matter of fact, I think that it taps into really, for me, what I think is one of the most important things that we can learn in the Christian life. And when I say the Christian life, I just mean life, because that's what this is that we live. And it's the repetition. So I'm gonna repeat where we started and then add a little bit something else into it here this morning. The kind of the core, the beginning of the Psalm 23 is that the Lord is my shepherd, which of course means the Lord is the one who guides me. The Lord is the one who protects me. The Lord is the one who I trust in. And when we think of that good shepherd, of course, we think of Jesus. Jesus is that good shepherd, he said. The Lord is my shepherd. Again, the King James that we're probably have memorized, if you're familiar with it, I shall not want, which means I lack nothing, which means I have everything that I need. Here's why this is so important. Maybe I've said this recently as well. The rubber really meets the road on this one. When we go through the day, when we go through life, the way that we step out the door or roll out of bed, so to speak, with what mentality really has an effect on the way that we navigate our day. And what I want to suggest is that when we begin the day with the mentality, not just the mentality, but the spiritual reality that I already have everything that I need. What does that mean? To already have everything that I need, or to lack nothing, or to want nothing, means that I'm not dependent on you to get what I need. I'm not dependent on the circumstances of my day going just the way that I want them to get what I need. Right? I'm not dependent on everything working out the way that I think it should to have everything that I need. Because I think, honestly, the undiscipled version, the unapprenticed to Jesus version of all of us isn't really like that. We go through and we have needs, and really what it boils down to is we're oftentimes seeking from other people or from our circumstances what really only God can give to us, is that sense, that abiding sense of peace, that abiding sense of joy, that sense of I have everything that I need to do and to be everything that God has called me to be today. And so we can interact with others, bringing our already full self too, instead of needing from them and leeching on them and leaning on them too hard, or depending on them to get what we feel like we need, to be whole and to be complete. The Lord is my shepherd, because God leads me, and if part of the realization for you is that is me, like I'm always on that thing where, like, if things line up, then I'm good. If they don't, they don't. It's okay it's if you're honest about that. But what that hopefully ought to point back to is that I need to kind of circle back around and think more about my faith, or maybe my lack of faith sometimes, and to kind of dive back into Jesus to get to know him better, so that he becomes our shepherd, not just in words, right, but on something of a deeper level. Okay, so I talked some about that yesterday, but it's not something that we can just leave and move on from. It's something that needs to be for us to really bring our whole selves into the world. And also, when that happens, we don't get as upset by things. We don't get angry as easily when when the Lord really is our shepherd. Our emotions don't rise up quite as overtly. This, of course, is still a factor. All right, I want to add one more thing, and that's kind of the next idea. He makes me lie down in green pastures. And of course, a lot could be said about this. There's been so many books about Psalm 23 that can be helpful reflections as well. But just simply one comment or question that leads to a point is this, as we don't spend a long time here this morning. Why would a sheep lie down in a green pasture? What's a pasture? The pasture is the place where they eat. So that simply, and the idea of a green pasture or lush pasture is that there's plenty of food there to be had. So it's almost like for us taking a nap in the midst of a buffet, right? Why would you do that? Well, it's probably crazy, but the only reason you would even potentially think to do that is if you were what? If you were full. Right? A sheep in a green pasture is like us and a buffet, like Shady Maple for those who are around us. Like there's just good food everywhere. Why would you sleep in the middle of that? Again, it's the same idea. It's because you're already full. It's the only reason to lie down and to rest in a green pasture is because you're already full. What? Because you already have everything that you need. You've gotten it from the source of living water. You've gotten it from the source of life, right? From God himself, from Jesus. And so again, we're not needy then. We're not codependent. We're not, craving from other people what only God can give. We can give. Because I think we'll do another day, because this is one of the best images. My cup overflows. Because we're overflowing. We're not walking around empty and needing to necessarily be filled, but we are living in the overflow. Our cup is overflowing, and so we can love, we can give, we can serve to others. And the best thing is when we encounter other people in our family and our church communities and our worlds, that they're also overflowing if the Lord's their shepherd. And so we're overflowing on each other, and then it's just blessing upon blessing in our lives, and that's the best thing. But it comes back to this, and so just say it at least today, maybe throughout the day. The Lord is my shepherd, or as we even communicate with God, God, you are my shepherd. I have everything that I need. Okay, I love you guys. If you're watching this and you haven't liked the Fairview Bethel Church page, that's okay. But if you want to see more things, then you can go ahead and like the page, and you'll see we do weekday evening videos at 7. We do a Sunday morning gathering. So we would love to have you along with that. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.